Hey everybody, welcome back to another Deck Profile Friday. So I wanted to go over a deck that I have posted, a few times on my channel, more so in the past, like I would say like past 3 months. I've posted it a few times, not as a deck profile, but more of like a tournament report and just kind of my thoughts on the deck and how it played in those tournament reports. But I wanted to address an issue with the deck that I feel like I've rectified a little bit, and that is how you deal with Charizard EX. Right, so if you've paid attention and watched my videos, you know the deck that I'm talking about is Lugia VStar. And this deck is actually it's still really good. It's one of the best decks right now to play in the game. And the weaknesses that it had versus Charizard was just like, it just made it really hard to one-shot it, right? Like, you're going to have to go through, right? You're going to have to go through 2 Charizards and a Pidgeot. There's no other way around it. If they have Entei, they may try that. And so in that case, you can go, 1 Entei, 1 Charizard, 1 Pidgeot. And I say Pidgeot because it's an easy KO, right? 280 is a lot more achievable than 330. But most games, I would say that they're just going to spam Charizards against you. And you'll have to go, you'll have to knock out 2 of them and a Pidgeot with a boss. Right? And they're all going to be most likely one-shots. Right? So you're probably going to ask, how do we do that? So I improved the deck, and that is what I'm here to show you. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So to start, obviously we got the normal cards. 3 Lugia VStar, 4 Lugia V, and then the other core card of the deck, right, is 4 Archeops. So it's pretty, I've mentioned this before, but just to go over it briefly, right? The whole point is to get double Archeops into play, right? I would rather lose the game by not getting an Archeops into play than only getting 1, because as soon as you get 1 into play, if they knock it out, you're done, right? So you're taking an L anyway. Right, I would completely avoid that situation if you can. Just having an opportunity to only get 1 into play and wait for an opportunity until you can get 2. So I understand that the time may be an issue, which is why you need to know when to call that. But yeah, the idea is to get it into 2 Archeops into play. And you do that with Lugia VStar's VStar Power, which is an ability summoning star. You can put 2 normal type Pokemon, 2 colorless type Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile into play onto your bench. So you want to be able to pick 2 of those, because they're your energy acceleration. Archeops there for its Primal Turbo ability. You can search out 2 special energy cards, which is all that we play, and attach them to one of your Pokemon, so you can't split them, right? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then just some other neat things here, right? Lugia V-Star's Tempest Dive can, discard stadiums, does 220, which knocks out Vs really well. The V there, can discard a stadium as well with its Arrow Dive, and also can discard, cards that you don't need from your hand in order to draw. So, pretty cool. And that is it for those. I'm not going to get into the retreat cost, weakness, resistance, or HP as I usually would. You should know those by now, as I've shown this deck a few times on the channel. Alright, so we got Single Strike Urshifu. So this is the Single Strike version. I do think it is the better version. I do think it's the better version because it has a higher damage output, right? I'm sure the colorless version, you know, it doesn't require, you know, to have certain cards. But with this version, you know, you just do a lot more damage. And damage, I feel like, is really key with everything. So, the Urshifu here, right? The V is pretty cool, right? But we play the VMax, right? The Urshifu VMax. Because of Gmax 1 blow with 3 single strike energies and a colorless, you're hitting for 330, which knocks out a Charizard perfectly. It's also fighting, right? And fighting is a great type, right? Because it easily handles Miraidon, right? Just one Urshifu, just having this in play against Miraidon makes the matchup infinitely easier, right? It just one-shots pretty much everything. And they will probably have a hard time knocking this out. So, it also handles Arceus decks, right? Arceus, you know, is obviously weak to fighting. But, you know, all the different V-Stars, V-Maxes, right? Duraludon's a big one. Umbreon, right? Giratina, right? This easily handles them. So I'm a big fan of playing Urshifu. I think you need it. And, yeah, great card to have. Next. I just got these in alphabetical order, but we got 2 Lumineon V here. To obviously search for, you know, a supporter card. Right? If we need a supporter, we can search for it and put it into our hand, get that clutch boss, right? We got some more firepower in 2 Tyranitar V, right? Dark type, which is really good against Gardevoir and Mew. Both still pretty popular. Mew is a little bit on the decline, but it's still going to be played nonetheless, and this handles it. So, this is also great against Lost Box, because with 3 single strike energies, you know, you're hitting 120 with Cragalanche, right, which can disrupt, you know, obviously the Lost Box player's deck, as well as knock out, you know, some of their low HP Pokemon, Cramorant, Sableye, and Comfey. So, and then the other attack, Single Strike Crush, deals with the big Pokemon you may face, right? Like Giratina V-Star, other Lugia V-Stars, right? Arceus V-Star, Chien Pao EX, right? Not a big Pokemon, but one-shots it really easily. So, you do need 2 in here. Alright. Pretty cool. The Tex Squawkabilly EX, right? For its Squawk and Seize ability, which lets us draw cards, right? We can discard our Archeops if we play it. We got to play this card to, you know, and use its ability turn 1. So, and then, yeah, we discard our hand, draw till we have 6. So you want to hopefully discard a few Archeops with that and get them in the discard. Cool. We have a new tech in here for some more firepower. Radiant Charizard. I'm not a fan of Radiant Serena. Like, I like it. I think it's a good card in this deck. But I wanted to make it a little bit more offensive and not defensive with the Serena, right? Like, I understand the Greninja and the Sableye, but I don't think that I will see as much Greninja plays, especially in my metagame right now, as it's mostly Giratina VStar. Mostly, I would say, yeah, well, there obviously is, like, they can, because they do play with some water energy, but Giratina VStar, or probably Lost Box, right? But yeah, Charizard does a little bit more damage, right? So we can, get a decent counter attack in. We also play Yveltal here, right? Another one prize attacker, right? So great at weakening Charizards. Great at obviously hitting Gardevoir and Mew for weakness. We also play Cobalion, right? The Cobalion here. This is a new card that I added, and I feel like it's a very important card, as it's, one card that allows us to hit the Charizard EX, for exact damage, right? With obviously Single Strike Crush on Tyranitar V. If we get 3 Single Strike energies on it and a colorless energy, whatever it may be, with this in play, we hit exactly 330 damage for the knockout. So they will probably prioritize this on the following turn to knock it out, and then we'll just respond with, a new attacker, a fresh attacker, and make an attack when we already weakened them, and then they'll attack us, and then we'll just knock out their Charizard, and then all we need to do is just boss the Pidgeot for game. So that's kind of the idea with that. Extra 30 damage to dark type Pokemon by your basics. And then lastly, a Pumpkaboo, because we need a stadium counter, a searchable stadium counter, and that's what this does. So, and that is it for the Pokemon. Right, so like I said, a little bit more firepower with the Charizard. Onto the trainers. 3 Iono. Shuffle draw. 3 Professor's Research. We need these. 2 Boss's Orders. Obviously a Gus card. A Serena. Another Gust and draw card. 2 Mesagoza. Some Pokemon Search as a stadium, and a collapsed stadium just to discard our Lumineons. I think it's a really good card to have. So I did have Path to the Peak. These are my only 3 stadiums, but I found like Path, even though it was, pretty cool, I just kind of, became a little bit of a dead card, and I'm like, I don't want it. So I'd rather take out that than, take out a consistency card. So, and that is it for these supporters and the stadiums. So now, onto the trainer cards. 4 Capturing Aroma. Some more Pokemon Search, heads, evolution card, tails, basic. 4 Ultra Ball. We need 4 so we can obviously put our Archeops into the discard pile. 3 Urn of Vitality. Another super important card. We do need these, right? And it's basically impossible for the deck to function if we lose all these. So we need these in here. And then lastly, 2 Nest Ball for some more Pokemon Search. Pretty cool. Okay. So now, on to the energies We got 4 single strike energies, both dark and fighting, and an extra 20. 3 double turbo provides 2 energy, but you do minus 20 with attacks. 2 jet energy, because that's our switch card, so we do need this. 2 V-Guard energy, as this helps us with the Tina matchup. And then our last 2 energy, gift energy, we got 1. It gives us some draw. So V-Guard, by the way, doesn't minus 30 from Pokemon, from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. So that helps. And then gift energy allows us to draw till we have 7 cards in our hand when our Pokemon is knocked out. And then lastly, for the Charizard, we do have a Luminous energy. So we got 13 energy, right? 4 and the 9, so 13. You might want to try and add 1 more. You might want to take 1 out. You just got to play it and find out. I'd say going any less than this is a little bit risky. But a little bit, if you go more than this, then you might have like cloggy hands and bad starts. So I think this is a pretty good number. Pretty cool. And that is the deck, everybody. So that is my current Lugia V-Star deck. It is still one of my decks that I am picking to win this weekend. That's Peoria. It's in my top 3. I'm picking either this. It can be the colorless version. I'm just picking a Pokemon. Lugia V-Star Archeops. Single strike or colorless. I'm picking Giratina V-Star. Or I'm picking Gardevoir. Right? It's going to be one of those 3 decks I feel that will win. Pretty cool. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to obviously leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. Giveaway happening at 250 subscribers. And, yeah, try the deck out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Charizard tech. I think, I can't one-shot a Giratina V-Star or a Lugia, but, it can deal with all the Pokemon. It's like the smaller Pokemon, like the Zacian V, the other Tyranitars. Pardon me, Lumineon Vs, stuff like that, right? And the cool thing about it is you can just drop it out of nowhere, right? So it's incredibly good, and hopefully it'll put in some value. So awesome. There you go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and see you in the next video.